Hi, I'm Kushner, PhD chemist, chronic back pain survivor. I went through years of back pain, so you don't have to. Okay, we've talked about the hinge and how it's the most important movement you've never heard of. Well, load it up with some weight, and it's the perfect antidote to sitting-induced pain. Or you can think of it as a vaccination against your future pain if you sit a lot. And what have we historically called a loaded hinge? A deadlift. I know the name sounds intimidating. Like for me, it conjures up this guy. And of course, you see what happens to people who get addicted to it, which is a risk for everybody because it feels so good. But let's just put that fear and intimidation to bed now. And to do that, I'm going to show you the cutest deadlift of all time, so it's not so intimidating, and at the same time prove that as humans, we're instinctively programmed to do this movement. To prove the point about just how fundamental and natural the movement is, and how every person is just born with it. Nice. So, what we want to do after we've practiced our hinge for a while is start doing the motion of the deadlift unweighted. And once we're feeling pretty good about our form at our bi-weekly strength training sessions, we want to start to load it up bit by bit until we're at that weight sweet spot where we can do 5 to 10 reps before we feel like we need a break. And here's a cutest ever break after a deadlift session.
I had to do it.
That was a tough workout, huh?
Oh, shoot.
Okay, not quite like that because none of us are that cute. I defy anyone to meet or exceed that standard of cuteness. So why such an intimidating name for something so natural and so beneficial to every human being on the planet? So that's step one, getting past the name. Understandable, like, oh, my back hurts. I'm in a lot of pain. I think what I should do is a deadlift. No thanks. I mean, really, it should be called the life lift because if you work at it, that's what it does. It lifts you up physically and mentally so you can be better at life. Or it should be called the back to basics lift. Or the how you're really supposed to lift. But no, the lift of death. It's not fair. Running gets his name that like rolls off the tongue like humming. It should be called the pain train or the foot smasher. Or like jogging sounds like snogging, which is a polite British term for gently kissing someone you like by a warm fire with hot tea on a rainy London day. Not like the crucible of pain that jogging really is. At the same time, it does feel good to say that you can do a deadlift. So don't hesitate to brag. Yeah, I deadlifted 150 pounds this morning. You know, I just deadlifted today just to keep a spring in my step. That's what I do. I deadlift. Maybe. But for now, forget it. It's a loaded hinge. All we're doing is taking that natural movement and adding some weight. Okay, I just had to revisit this one because of the haters. My point isn't that the deadlift is the only exercise you should be doing or that it's the best exercise of all time. Oh, wait, it is. My point is, your time is precious. It's the most efficient approach to building strength where it counts, where it matters, to counteract what you're doing to your body when you're sitting. If you have back pain that modern medicine can't directly explain, it also has this psychological benefit where if you can do it, there's nothing intrinsically structurally wrong with your back. It's a muscle imbalance or something like that, probably from sitting too much. So to beat the despair, the depression, the negative cycle, the mental effects of back pain, I like the deadlift as a milestone, as a goal, as a target. It also feels great. It feels, bam, it feels amazing. You'll like the way it feels. How do I know? It worked for me. You'll find 1,000 studies, 1,000 opinions. You're just going to have to trust me on this one. Why would I lie? Am I a member of the deadlift cult? Is there some secret society and we're trying to propagate The impression that the deadlift is best when it's not? No, I am not. There is not. I do squats. I'm not saying the squat is not a great exercise. It's just not the greatest exercise, especially for what ails you if you sit too much and you have back pain. That is the deadlift. You will find people who have hurt themselves doing the deadlift. I'm not saying go out and just start deadlifting a bunch of weight. Next, watch my video on how to get into deadlifting, how to slowly build from perfectly safe exercises up to where your form is perfect and you're deadlifting weight that you could not do if there was something actually wrong with your back. Your back may still hurt when you're deadlifting, but you will know that there is a cure, there is a way out. That's why I like the deadlift above all others. Efficiency, psychological benefit, direct addressing of the problem of sitting down. So there, squatters. No, seriously. Go check out my video on how to start deadlifting next. Subscribe to my Patreon. I'd really appreciate it. This is a non-profit enterprise. I am not looking to get rich. I just want to support myself so I can keep making content that makes Americans' lives better. Buy me a coffee, that works as well. I love coffee. Obviously, if you can find a trainer that you can afford, either online or in person, and tell them you want to be able to deadlift, starting from wherever you are, that's your best bet. If you cannot afford that, that's why I'm putting this online for free. It's a baseline. So help me help you. My pain will be worth it if I can help lots of people. In other words, I'm Jesus Christ, reborn. A sign, I tell you. No, I really love helping people. Help me help people. Subscribe to my Patreon. Mad love, y'all.